tongue-in-cheek in parts, but the essential point that she makes is that she feels that people are missing the point. If you're an older person with a big house, it serves lots of different purposes, including, for instance, when your kids' relationships sunder and they need somewhere to live, or grandchildren visit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's absolutely right. And for a lot of people, the family home is much more than just bricks and mortar and somewhere to live. It's kind of part of the family. But some people will feel that way and some people won't. And I think what is important is that we are aware of the needs of people who may want to find somewhere smaller to live, cheaper, easier to maintain. But we're not building the kind of homes that older people would aspire to downsize to and think are lovely. You know, they don't want to go to a pokey little flat or a premises that maybe are suitable for a young couple just starting out, rather than for, you know, grandparents who want to have their grandchildren staying with them, and why shouldn't they? So I think for me, the messaging has come over in a way that is really very unwise. It shouldn't be about telling people you shouldn't be living in a house of any certain size. It's none of the government or anyone else's business. What you want, where you want to live, that's up to you. But I think there is a need in society for younger couples to be able to find housing that suits them when they need larger houses too.
But Sam, in a society where, you know, the government will not let housing development rip, and therefore we've got a limited amount of land that we can build homes on, and therefore a limited housing stock, it behoves us to use that stock efficiently, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, this is exactly the point. What we're talking about here is a extremely second-order attempt to try and fix a really broken market. The Baroness was mentioning that these might not be the sort of houses people want to downsize into, and I thought it was really interesting, this implicit assumption that a young family starting out might need less space than an older couple. Surely that young family is going to want to have children at some point. But if we aren't willing to build these larger houses, then we need to find a way of allocating them more effectively. I would note that actually it's not land use itself that's a constraint, it's a density which you're allowed to build at, and something like street votes would be an excellent way of improving this.
Sorry, Sam, street what?
Street votes. So this is a fantastic idea from Ben Southwood. I think he was at Policy Exchange and he wrote it together, but it's this idea that you'd be able to democratically vote on a local area about the density of your local developments and thereby increase the level of housing. But this stamp duty cut that we're talking about it's not forcing anyone out of their homes. You only take it if you want to, and it makes you richer if you do. I don't see why anyone would complain about it.
Well, I agree with that. I agree. As long as people are left to decide what to do for themselves, rather than feeling that society is telling them, you must not live in a house that's a particular size. You know, you're one couple and you've got 3 bedrooms. Now, come on, this is not fair. I'm sorry, but at the end of your life, if you've built that up, you've had your family, but you've still got grandchildren who might want to come and children who want to come back and stay with you, then it's not up to society or the government to don't deserve that house, or you should get out of the way for someone else. That, for me, is overreach.